Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. I'm here to share these finished scrappy fabric cover journals with you. We worked on the covers together and started on the pages, and then I went ahead and finished them up. So if you have any questions about anything I did in here, just leave a comment below and I'll either answer the question below or do a little separate video on it. So we'll just get started. I decided to use a fabric. I had bought this fabric actually originally at my local little favorite vintage store, and she has a little bin, or actually it's a good size bin, of fabric scraps. She buys estates, you know, for a lot of the things she has in her shop. So she had a bin, she has a bin of fabric scraps, and they're like vintage fabric scraps, most of them, or all of them. And she has a little paper bag. It's so cool. She has a little paper bag beside the bin, and a little sign, fill the bag for $1. I mean, you can stuff some fabric in a paper lunch bag. You know what I mean? When there's scraps, you can really get a lot in there. So I did that once. And about a year or so ago, and just had myself some beautiful scraps, vintage scrap fabrics. But that's what this actually came from. And it was actually, I believe, in strips when I got it. So and this is some of the fabric I used on the covers too. Little pieces of that, you know, on every one. So this matches. I felt like if I did a fabric scrap tie closure, it would kind of overpower and just be too much for it. I felt like this went with the journal and matched the piece on here and was a perfect little finishing touch to the covers. So as you know, they're all pretty much the same. So we'll flip through one in detail and then kind of just, you know, look real quick at the other three. And when you see this, these will be listed in my Etsy shop. But yeah, they're traveler's notebook size, 4 1/4 by pretty much 8 1/4. I mean, 1 or 2 might be 4 inches, you know, or 1 might be 8 inches. So I'm just saying the overall general size is what I just said. And this is how I finished it off. I added some pretty trims. I think I left you in the last video saying look through your trims, and this is what I did. I was thinking pom-pom trim, but then when I looked through my pom-pom, the only pom-pom trim I have, I would have had to buy more, and I don't want to do that. I want to use what I have. So the only pom-pom trim I have is purple. You know, I could have made that work, but I had this. When I started looking through my trims, I found this one here, and it was so pretty, and it was on the roll, and it is a fabric ruffle. Here it is, like this. See, it was a ruffle like this, where it was trim. It's flat in the middle and this little ruffle on each side, and it looks so pretty on here that I used that. And then I used a piece of that fabric, this one here that I used for the tie closure. I made a little fabric ruffle with that too for each one. Here it is right here. So, and then when you close it, I think it looks really beautiful with those two colors on the outside there. So let's just get started with the flip through. You know how the front was made, zigzag stitch and pieced together. And then the inside covers all have a fabric, you know, a solid fabric piece. This is a little index card that I had in my stash, and each journal has one of those wrapping paper bags in it. So I didn't put anything in here. I just, you know, put it in here for you to have fun with and for you to put things into and do what you want with it. And then this is a little, I pulled a piece of note paper that, you know, was colorful, that I thought, you know, you could do something with write on it or use it for decorating. I believe each one starts with a piece of that, you know, the traveler's notebooks that I took apart and used the pages and covers and everything. I did end up using a lot of that in here. I'm so happy that I used it because it was just sitting, like I said, for over a year, probably 2 years at least. And now I've used some, so I'm really happy that I finally used some of those. And they look beautiful throughout these journals. So each one, I believe, starts with some type of label wherever it is on this page. And then there's a flip here, a little flip up. And, you know, like that and a tuck spot. Each of the flip-ups has some type of little sticker here, which is like a label that you can write on if you want. And there's a journaling card in there. And then this is that stationery pocket that I made. So it was this piece, it's a piece of stationery, or two pieces sewn together. I have a little finger notch right here. I ended up putting a piece of, I did cut up some of those traveler's notebooks and make journaling cards. That's what this is from. And that's what this is from. It had some really pretty like ledger looking pages. So I cut that up and put a pocket on here. And in the pocket, in this pocket, I have two of these little wrapping paper tags, the little mini tags. So there's two of those, you know, in there. And then in the actual pocket here, I have one of the bigger journaling cards from the wrapping paper. And then over here, I put a piece of like stationery or note paper, and it's a flip up. And so you can do something here. You actually have this surface back here, and you have the surface on the pocket. Okay, and so then just some pretty pages from that. Those repurposed, recycled traveler's notebooks. They're all pretty. I really like it now that I took them apart, because like I said, I didn't like them when I got them, how they were, but now that I took them apart, the actual paper, using it as just actual paper, worked out well for me. So here's a piece of pattern paper. I did put some of my vintage papers in here for fun. You know, you got to have some variety, right? So that's vintage pattern paper there. And then this is one of the papers from those traveler's notebooks, and that's where that ruffle is. This is from the children's book that I showed you. The, what was it, 365 bedtime stories. That's what that's from. And there's a pocket over here with one of the tags. I used some of this orange fabric. It's orange and white, and it, you know, these have orange in them, so I thought those were really pretty. It's actually fabric, you know, little decoration tie at the top there. And then some more of that paper. This is the big, it's a big bridge score pad that I got, the biggest one I've ever found. It was like, about 7 or 8 inches wide, like a piece of paper, like 8.5 by 11. So, and I had a little strip down here on the bottom that said BB&T, and I had to cut that off just to make it fit in here. So it worked out very well, actually. And so that's a nice piece of paper. And then I put an inside pocket here. I have done that on the last couple of journals. If I remember to do it, I like to do that. It's a fun little, instead of having a pocket on the outside, it's just a fun little different kind of inside pocket. And I used a piece of those old, you know, traveler's notebooks. Not old, but, you know, recycled. And then there's an envelope. I had some of these that I had made, and I had not used them. I think I was just kind of hoarding them, because it's not like I can't make more, but they're so cute. I liked them so much. I didn't want to part with them. And this was a book about Thumper that was vintage, and it was actually one that my baby brother had when he was a kid, and it was one of those books that has the record in the back. Yeah, so these were the pages from that. Maybe you had that book. It was a Thumper book with a record in the back, you know, if you remember those. Anyway, that page was taken. There's one in each journal, and that envelope was made from a page from that book. And so some more pretty pages. This is the envelope that we talked about, that I had got those little envelope books, and they were so cool. And they're like, you know, like postalettes that you can actually write in. It has lines, and then you can fold it up and you can mail it if you want. It was actually just kind of a, it was, well, anyway, we talked about it earlier. It was like journal notes to myself and notes to my child. So it's not like you're really supposed to mail them, but you probably could if you wanted to. And so here's some more pretty pages, just so you see them, what they say and everything. The little traveling suitcase there. This is a page from the child craft that I showed you in one of the videos, where we working on the pages, or picking out the pages. And then in the middle of each one, I put some little hearts on they're paper hearts, and I glued 2 together on the ends of the strings. So those are cute, and this one actually matches really well. I didn't even plan that. I just noticed how well those match. Wow, That's funny because I already have those in my stash. I have a little jar of little paper hearts that I have punched out to use, and I used them, and it worked out well. So now we're in the back half, and so you'll just see the pretty pages here. There's a globe, and this is the envelope, and I left this so you could do what you want. If you have a fold out that is not made into a side tuck, you can always make it into a side tuck by just gluing down the edges, and you'll have a little side tuck there. I made a belly band out of tickets. Since this was a bright and colorful journal, I have bright colorful tickets in my stash. I have yellow, green, and red, and I used the yellow ones in here. I was going to do a single, but my tickets are in a double. They're double when they come off the roll. So they were together like this, and I was like, that would be really cool and it made it nice and strong. I thought it was even stronger with 2 instead of 1, and it's a nice big place to tuck things. So I went ahead and sewed that on. Here's a guest check I tucked in there so you can fit some nice big scraps or whatever for future pictures or whatever you want to kind of stash in your journal. You can put it right here, and when you're ready to do some actual work, you can go grab it out of there. This is a little different page. I always like to do something different in every journal, and just think of new things. It's not really, anything earth-shattering, but it's just some new fun things that I haven't done before. So what I did here was just a little pocket with another page from the, recycled traveler's notebooks that I took apart. I cut a page up. They had little hearts. It was like the Valentine issue, and I put a little strip, and each one has this. A little strip here is a pocket, and here's some little tags here. And then I glued one right here as a decoration, and then I glued one here as a little tuck spot. So each one has that too. Over here is that inside pocket. So, and each one has a paint chip in the inside pocket, in the back inside pocket, and a little, this is one of the pages that I cut up, and this is just a little kind of like a folding journaling spot there. See, it has the graph design. I don't know if you can see that, but it has the graph design in there. So that's fun. And then that bridge score pad. And each one has a bookmark made out of the wrapping paper with that fabric, orange fabric on the top, and that's a pocket there. Here's that fabric ruffle made out of the same fabric as some used on the cover and some used for the tie closure. This is that pattern paper. Here's the back of the pocket on all of them. I did this too. I used a piece of note paper here to decorate, and then you can write on there either way, however you wish. And another little finger spot here where you can pull out a journaling card and tuck in whatever you want there. This is another little journaling spot here that I did in each one. I cut up some of that paper from the recycled traveler's notebooks and made some little writing spots here, just little fun, something different, because those traveler's notebooks have like a ton of this graph paper, which is great, but I wanted to, decorate some of them. So that's what I did in each one. And then here's the back where I have a pocket, here with an envelope, and each one has one of the envelopes from the wrapping paper in the back there. So that's the first one. Oh, and I have these little cat stickers that went along with the, I'm going to make a little goodie pack, of course, with each one. I do that with all my journals. Send along a little surprise goodie pack, but I meant to stick these in here, and I forgot. They're little cat stickers that came along with this stationery that I used for the pockets. So I will just stick one of these. I want you to be able to see it, but maybe I'll stick it right here so it doesn't get lost. So yeah, that's the first one. And so the other ones, like I said, they're pretty much the same, but I'll just kind of like not flip through, but kind of like fast flip through here, just so you can see the covers and the differences, because I'm going to list them separately. So you can, in the listing, you'll be able to look at the cover and the back of the cover, and then some of the pages, because I can list 10 pictures. But you can see, Here's the pocket in this one. Here's the front cover. You know, the pages are different, but they're all from those recycled traveler's notebooks, except for my vintage pages that I added in. So, like, here's just a fast flip of this one. Yeah, that's the cover on this one. I don't know how to describe it as far as differentiating it from the others. Here's the little thumper page in that one, the bedtime stories page, and then just so you can see what this one looks like, here's the little tag with the pocket, the childcraft page, the hearts in this one on the strings, the bookmark, the ticket belly band here, the little inside pocket in the back with the paint chip and a little journaling booklet, kind of, but not a booklet. There's the envelope again. Here's the little heart tuck spots here. This one has two little wrapping paper tags in it and a little heart up there. It says wink wink. So fun, right? These were just really fun to make. Totally, I mean, I just had a blast making these. And here's the little pocket here with a journaling. I put the journaling card here because it was smaller, and the ones that had bigger journaling cards I put inside the pocket. And then in here I have another journaling card made from the pages, and here's the little journaling spots, you know, that I did like that in the other one, and the envelope in this one. And this one has a library card in the back because it matched. I found this, like, what is that, coral tangerine color, and it matched this orange fabrics on the inside of this one. This is the only one that has the orange because I don't know, I don't remember why. I think because of this, and you know, it just all went together. So that one has the orange, and the rest of them have the mauve type fabric inside. So here's number 3. This one has is different. Oh gosh, I can't say that, can I? This one is different. Let's just say that, because it has the butterfly on the front, and so that's the front and back of this one. See, it has the mauve fabric and then the matching journal cards in the front and the back, the envelope and everything. Here's the front cover of this one, and just, you know, the little flip has all the same little everything. So let's see, just to show you the pages in this one, because those are different as far as the pages that came from the little recycled traveler's notebooks. And there's the inside pocket on this one with the thumper. This one actually has the cover. This one I made from the cover of that book. That's why it says Thumper's Race. It has a little mark there because the book was worn. It was old. It's from when my baby brother was little. So, and I'm not going to tell you how old he is now because I'm calling him my baby brother, but you know, that might give away certain information. Anyway, here is the hearts in this one. The little inside tuck spot there. See, aren't these fun papers? Aren't they cool? Now that they're redone. So fun. The bookmark, the belly band, the little pocket there, and here's that pocket. There's the cat on this one, and there we go. And there you go. That's number 3. Let's see. I guess the first one I showed you had the flower on the front. And this one has a butterfly. The first one, I'm going to put those cat stickers in there too, in each one. Those will be in each one. They're right here. I picked out one for each one, so those will be in each one. But that first one I showed you had the flower, the hyacinth on the front. That one I just showed you has the butterfly on the front. And that second one was the other one that I showed you with the different colors. And this one just has different colors. Wait, let me put that tie over there with that one. Yeah, I cleaned up my table already. And I cleaned up my sewing table, so I'm happy about that. So I wanted to go ahead and do the flip throughs here. So this one is, you know, different colors and everything. So many different fun pieces there. And then here, this is a journaling card, and here is that color it matches. And then here's the back with the matching. See how well that matches? Isn't that neat? And then there's that envelope. And then here's the front cover of this one with the label. And then we'll just do a quick little look through here, because you know what's in the pockets now, and you know what's in the envelopes. There's the thumper envelope. Aren't those cute? You see why I held on to them? I made them and I loved them, but I realize now that I need to go ahead and use them because I want to make some more. Actually, I was thinking of just getting out some of my books that I love, and just go ahead and make some more, a bunch of envelopes out of the pages, because I really love those children's storybook envelopes. They're just super cute and fun to make too, and easy. There's the belly band, the envelope, the bookmark, the little inside pocket with these two pieces, the paint chip, the pattern paper. Here's the little heart tuck spots, and the note paper, the flip up. These two little pieces, see, they're all different. I cut it, each one has different little pieces there. And there you go. That is it, all four done. I usually don't make 4 anymore. I used to do that, and I just kind of decided I didn't like making too many at one time, but this was fun. It wasn't too bad, and as far as making more than one, and I really enjoyed just using up some of my scraps too. I'm going to do a different video and show you, maybe you've already seen it before you see this video, and I'm not sure when I'll publish it, but yeah, I'm going to do a different video and show you what I have left of my scraps. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little series of using up some of our scraps and making these pretty journals. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and happy crafting.